Hi, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about unit conversions. We've been talking about volume of different objects, and sometimes the measurement that we have our object in will not be the most useful. Today we are going to talk about cubic feet and converting that to cubic inches, and cubic inches and converting that to cubic feet. Understanding specifically what we're looking at with cubic measurement is really important. When we are talking cubic, we're talking about measurements in 3 dimensions. We're looking at the length, the width, and the height. Now, why do we need to convert measurements? Consider cubic feet and cubic inches. They both measure volume, but they're used for different purposes. Cubic feet, for example, are often used to describe the size of refrigerators, furniture, or even bedrooms. On the other hand, we use cubic inches for smaller items like dice, toys, or food containers. So here's the key point. Despite their different applications, both measurements are fundamentally the same. They just represent different scales. If you look at the picture of the suitcase, this gives you an example of when we may use cubic inches and why understanding these measurements can be very practical and very relevant. Our magic number. This number is crucial because it represents the number of cubic inches in a single cubic foot. 1,728. Why do we need to remember this number? It all comes down to the conversion. 1 foot equals 12 inches. When you multiply those 12 inches across each dimension, length, width, and height, you get 1,728 cubic inches. When we are converting cubic feet to cubic inches, we want to remember that we will multiply our magic number. For instance, if we have 2 cubic feet, we multiply that by 1,728. So 2 times our magic number gives us 3,456 cubic inches. Remember to always put the units of measurement so that when we are giving that information to other people or figuring things out for ourselves, we will make sure that we have the right information. 3,456 cubic inches is very different than if we were to put 3,456 inches. Let's look at a problem. Imagine you have a moving box that measures 2 feet by 3 feet. That's a total of 12 cubic feet. Now, the big question, how many cubic inches is that? Remember, our magic number is 1,728. So by multiplying these 12 cubic feet by our magic number, we can find the cubic total in inches. And that gives us 20,736 cubic inches. This helps us to know how much we can fit inside that box. When we're going from inches to feet, we'll do the opposite, which is dividing by our magic number. So if we had 3,456 cubic inches and we divided that by our magic number, we would get 2 cubic feet. So I want you to not forget these 3 things. Our magic number is 1,728. And if we're going from feet to inches, we will always multiply. And when we go from inches to feet, we will always divide. Now remember, practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanent. The more times you practice this, the more permanently it will be in your mind and it'll be easier for you to use in the future. So good luck and have a good day.